Hi, and welcome to the continuing video tutorial series on using ProSite PD and Proteome Discover. Today, we're going to briefly discuss performing a search on a top-down standard raw file. Before we get started, there are three things you'll need. The top-down standards raw file you'd like to search, a top-down standards database you'll search against, and the top-down standards flat file that was used to create the database. You might also find it useful to have the ProSite PC user guide and the ProSite PD Quick Start Guide as references. All of this can be found on the Prognathus webpage, prognathus.net. Before continuing, I'd like to mention that this brief video is meant to be a targeted example of how to search a top-down standard raw file. If you'd like additional information about ProSite PC or ProSite PD, the ProSite PC User's Guide and the ProSite PD Quick Start Guide are available on Prognathus' webpage, prognathus.net. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to create a new study. You do that by clicking the New Study button. And we need to give it a name, Standard Search, and click OK. After the new study has been created, we need to create a new search. We do that by clicking New Analysis. Every search has two steps, a processing step and a consensus step. So let's go ahead and add the consensus workflow. We do that by clicking Workflows and Open Common. We navigate to the ProSite PD Templates folder and we select the ProSite PD High Consensus Workflow. Once we've done that, we need to add the processing workflow. Do that by clicking Processing Step and then Open Common. Again, we navigate to the ProSite PD Templates folder. And we're just going to do an absolute mass search, so let's select the ProSite PD High Absolute Mass workflow. Now that we've added the workflow, we need to add the database and the flat file that we downloaded from prognathus.net. You do that by selecting the ProSite PD Absolute Mass Search node and adding the database, which is called Standards, and the flat file that was used to create the database. I have that saved on my desktop. And that is also called Standards. The last step, we need to add the file that we'd like to search. Do that by clicking Add Files, and then you select the Standards raw file. Again, we downloaded that from prognathus.net. Simply drag that file over to the processing step, and to start the search, we just click Run. That will take us to the administration page, which shows all of our previous searches, as well as our current search. While that's searching, I'm going to go ahead and open up a report file that I created earlier this morning. You do that by clicking Open a Result File, and you navigate to the report file that you'd like to view. Every report has 5 tabs. Proteins tab, the Protein Groups tab, the Peptide Groups tab, the PSMs or Peptide Spectral Matches tab, and the MS Spectrum Info tab. We're going to go ahead and look at the PSMs tab. So click on that, and you can see it has all of your hits from your search. It has the sequences, the modifications, the accessions. And if we scroll over to the right, you can see some ProSite PD specific columns. There's the negative log p-score, the negative log e-value, as well as a couple of corrected delta mass columns that we added. And then there is a column that allows you to view the fragment map for a hit. Let's select one that actually has some mods. Let's expand the modifications column. And so this one right here, we should have an interim mod as well as a couple of disulfide bond mods. So scroll back to the right, we click View, and that launches ProSite Lite, which shows us our fragment map as well as our modifications. That concludes this video, but for additional information, feel free to view our webpage, prognathus.net, which includes general information about all the exciting things we're doing, as well as different software packages that we currently offer, ProSite PC and ProSite PD, and then different resources. Or just send us an email at info@prognathus.net. Thank you.